Nectars Within, all about mind, life, and soul enhancement.
And now I have some of the key terminologies or keywords. I like to know your views, maybe in a couple of sentences or in a one word whatsoever. Social and networking skills.
A much needed skill in this current world. It's also a way of not just improving our career, but also reaching out to the right people to get the feedback. I think having that social networking skills is a way for you to keep yourself sharp and improve yourself in your personal growth. That's a very important skill.
How it was very much useful in your own development, networking and social skill.
I think I took that for granted. I usually thought that let the work speak for itself, and I'll always be known for that work. But everyone does great work. You have to understand that it's a huge world, and you're not like so unique or something. Everyone is doing amazing work. You're also doing great work, but everyone is doing amazing work. You have to reach out to your peers and reach out to people in your circle to understand what they're doing differently and try to learn from it, and ask for how you can improve yourself. And for that you need to have those networking moments. If you are in a completely lonely island and if you expect the entire world to look at you, that's not going to happen. You have to really build those bridges, and that's what I realized. I think over the course of my career I realized that it's a very crucial skill. If you really need to understand where do I stand and where do I go next, do I have the right skills right now, where can I improve, all that is possible only if you expand your network and they give that honest feedback.
Grief, which leads to your painting.
Text I was reading some day ago, which spoke about Claude Monet's the famous Lilies painting, and it's such a very famous artwork that it's one of the Monet's best. And everyone just knows that has this amazing work, but you all don't know that that was done after he lost his wife, his sons, even he was losing his vision while he was doing that as well. And that text was mentioning it as it's like a house of loss. And then it connected me to one of the quotes of Rumi, which says that a wound is where the light enters the soul.
Wow.
So I think grief is like that. Grief, it takes a lot of time to get that meaning, which I was talking about before, the 6th stage of grief, which is the new thing, is meaning. It takes a lot of time, but it is through these losses that we see life in a completely different perspective. And many of the great artists or many of the things that you see around, you just appreciate what it is right now, but they have a lot of loss. And let's take the example of Vincent van Gogh, for example. Many of his The Starry Night, all these artworks were created when he was literally losing his mind. You don't see the pain behind it, but these create completely different perspectives of life. Unfortunately, to us, one way or the other, these will happen at some point of time, but it will also leave a profound impact and change the way we look at life, and that's how I see grief. Grief is it's an uninvited guest, and it's a certain truth. But ultimately, we will deal with it, and it will leave our life with a profound impact.
It's like a masterclass for me. Thank you so much. And you just kept repeating like there are 6 stages of grief, but I was not aware of it, but I knew the traditional 5
stages.
But I created my own stages there are at least 5 stages, because why I tell this, because this is something related to this specific question, and grief into creativity, or something my concept also matches there. For example, for me, after the acceptance we get a clarity, which is to vulnerability. Once you are vulnerable enough, you be courageous. When you courageous enough over time, you have the confidence. Once you be confidence, you have the compassion. So when you have a lot of compassion, eventually you have calmness inside you. If there's a calmness, that's an kind of source for creativity. So this is my extended version of it.
Yeah.
But this is nothing like it. This is my own experience. In my life, this is what I have experienced. But why I just stressed on this part, because the ways might differ, but end of the day we are reaching out to creativity.
Yeah. I mean, who's to say that there are 6 stages, right?
Yes.
It's just a very some researchers have just tried to coin a word, but I think we deal with it in our own frameworks.
Exactly. And I just have this analogy of the Indian movies. After everything is done, the hero heroine just join together, the happy end, the end. What happens next? It's like 5 stages of the grief. Acceptance, okay. Yeah. What next? There was no clue for a long time. So I started to discover on my own. And when you said this, grief is a profound thing, which eventually can also be, outlet for creativity.
Yeah.
With a light for people around. And also it's as you said, the wound is something, the light.
Yeah, the wound is, indeed.
So it's just as I said always, and also previously, it is so thought-provoking conversation with you. And I will take you to the next question.
Yes.
Faith. What is faith for you and in your life?
Yeah, I think faith is a belief system. You can call it in different terms. You can call it spirituality, or you can just call faith in yourself. Different ways. The way I've looked at faith is I had from childhood a personal connection to say a goddess, for example. When I grew up, I realized it's not that the god or the goddess aspect that I was connected to, but it was more about the belief system that there is some force that I'm connected to, and I feel like I'm not lonely, and that has helped me a lot in my life. Because like we were talking about grief, it is an inevitable truth that many of the people that we love and hold close to us will have to leave us at different parts of life, and that is the journey of life, and you have to accept that. No one is going to stick with you forever. At the end of the day, it is just going to be you, and it is nice to have some companion with you, right? So I chose my faith in one particular god or goddess, for example, as like my companion, my friend, and someone I can rely on. And I realized that everyone is basically doing the same thing in different ways.
Sure.
Some go for unhealthy ways, like drinking or drugs and those kind of things, which is not going to really help you in the long term. So rather pick a positive thing and don't have to associate a spirituality tag or a religion tag to it. It's not necessary, but just it's nice to have that connection that you're not alone, and try to have that kind of a moral conscience sometimes, just to make sure you're on the right path and not harming others. Just for that, I think sometimes faith really helps.
It's like to help us to go and to help us in a right path. It could be any. It's a belief system generally.
Yeah.
Is your belief system putting you in a right path or not path with a moral conscience? Is it what you're trying to tell?
Exactly. If your belief system is letting you live a happy, productive life, contributing to society, and making sure you're not hurting anyone in the process, I think that's you can call it whatever way you want.
Yeah.
I think that's how it is. When it's not, when it's harming you or harming others around you, then you question it. But if it's really helping you and others around you, then use whichever way is. I think it's like a crutch for someone who's trying to walk, or someone who had an accident and trying to walk. You just use a crutch, right? So for people who have gone through different kind of tragedies and losses in life, I think faith can be a useful crutch to hold on to kind of try to find that meaning in life again, and try to connect yourself to the universe and try to make it more purposeful, find that purpose itself, the ikigai kind of a thing. So I think that is where the faith can really help you.
It's a new dimension of faith.
I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. I think faith is belief system. It's a long topic. It can go for a long time.
Yeah, it's a sort of a scientific angle of faith. What you spoke about it.
Yeah, I would say so. Kind of the rational side.
Yeah, exactly. This takes me to the following question. The entire world is my family. This is one of your famous belief system or a saying.
Mm-hmm.
And why and what is it? And you also had the most, you consider your friends also like family. Friends like family and everything, So everything comes from this, saying, the entire world is my family. And what is that for you?
I think this was kind of a realization for me, and it came as an impact of grief as well. I think when I lost my mom, that was when I realized I lost my parents and I was technically orphaned, as society would like to call it. At that point of time, I was really trying to find the purpose and why am I here? Don't have a family anymore, and that drive kind of was missing for me. Then it kind of dawned on me that there is a purpose and a reason behind every life out there. And for me also, there is a specific reason and there is a purpose. And why should I limit myself to just the family I was born into? If I consider the whole world or the world or the people I connect to as my family, when I say whole world, it's not like connecting to everyone, but at least the people I connect to, if I see them as family and if I connect to the like-minded individuals who are caring and try to care for them as well. And I think then I felt that I will not have this narrow view of limiting myself to my just the blood. So that kind of gave me a different perspective on life as well. So I think from then I've started looking life differently. So then the question of like, oh, I'm alone, oh, I don't have anyone, that kind of like feelings will slowly go away. But rather you feel like, oh, okay, I have a lot to look forward to, and I have a lot of people around me. So it's just a different twist to your situation. And it, like I mentioned, it came as an impact of a grief. I think it has helped quite a lot.
If I keenly observe your life in this angle, very belief system of the entire world is my life. In your context or interpretation, it is the people you connect along with.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you mean here. Had this concept helped you in expanding your energy field and making really big things in your life?
Now that you mention it, I think yes. When I've not thought about it in that way before. I recently was, I think I spoke about this before also. I recently sat with a psychologist and then we were looking at the main drives. So there are some assessments which I did looking at the main drives for me. And then very soon they realized that my main drives were not wealth or competition or individual achievement, but rather like justice and caring. And caring not just for people around me, but for society in general, sustainability. And these kind of things are my main drives. And that's what I realized. And I felt I really connected to that. And they give me a lot of energy when I do such activities, for instance. When I take part in diversity and inclusion initiatives, or when I'm crowdfunding for any kind of like a charity or anything. These kind of activities actually give me a lot more energy, and I also feel like these are my main drives. So when I look at it that way, yes, but I've never thought of it like how you mentioned it.
Why I ask is because I have sensed it in my life, and also I've observed in the life of people who have really grown bigger and growing bigger. They always have, yes, they have their primary family, that's always there, but they also have this a bigger vision, expanded vision for others as well. They have this collective goal, collective vision, and fighting for a cause, vision. They stand true to it. this specific part really contributed, also helping them in a way in their own ladder, but then also to the cause as such.
I think I kind of agree to what or connect with what you're saying, because I've also kind of come to realize, for example, that I would not like to have like my own kids, for instance, not create that nuclear family, but rather would actually like, so whatever I earn, I try to put in the right spots, and at one point of time I want to just convert all of that, um, and actually like just work on the social aspect, the social service aspect. And there, if I want to have kids, it's mostly like I want to adopt like a community of like kids uh, who have like who have like don't have right opportunities for education, for example, or who have some disabilities, for example, try to help them. I think I have that vision, and I'm still halfway there. I'm not saying I'm not even halfway, like 30-40% there. I'm still growing in that vision. Yeah, I think I think looking forward to that vision makes me so happy, and working towards that gives me a lot more happiness and purpose, than just wishing nuclear things for myself. Yeah, once you're going this way, it's very difficult to
Because
come
your
back.
vision is really, really expanded, a broadened vision. It's just for also for others.
Yeah.
Yes, also for others. Will be practical. So that really gives the energy and the propellant. I am experiencing experience is a recent realization. I've also seen in a couple of people. I've also seen people who had really narrow, crooked mind. I have seen their growth also, how it is. So with just my, this is from my perspective. I just thought I could just check with you.
It's a really nice perspective.
Dear listeners, I strongly believe that this episode must have resonated with you. Lots and lots of takeaways from this episode. What is that one thing which was so inspiring you from this episode? Leave that in comment section. Can't wait to see that. And I definitely respond to it. With that note, thank you, Tade Namaste and Vanakkam. Transforming minds and enriching lives.